Day one recap. So, after rehearsals, usually I expect things to be a little hectic. It's day number one, production has things to figure out. Us as talents have to figure some stuff out. But at least I only had to cast the third best of three today. So the first two, I was still able to catch it, and I caught it through Naisu's stream. Shout outs to you, Naisu. He was streaming on YouTube, restreaming the entire MSC, so go check him out, his YouTube channel right over here. We got to saw Burnix Flash versus Onic from Indonesia, and that was an insane game. It didn't go all three games. Obviously, it didn't go as far as I was hoping it would be, like 3 full games, but the 2 games were already super close. Like Burnix Flash were looking pretty decent, but I think they got a little bold. I did hear from Mirko, to be fair, that Onic ID isn't really a morning team. I mean, they were winning out in the draft, to be fair. Personally, I believe that they were winning out in the draft, and I knew they were eventually going to win unless they minimized their mistakes, but there was a lot of executional errors. Like, we all saw that, right? There were a lot of awkward moments for them, both in game 1. Game 2, you could definitely see them, like, turn on towards, like, the latter half of the game, but after that, it was, wow. Burnix Flash put up an amazing performance, and I think it's a team that more people should keep their eyes upon. The second game, which I think everybody was expecting to be a wash, Echo versus Evo, went pretty much exactly how we expected it to be. I mean, it's the world champions, right? They're polished, they're clean, it's really hard to beat, and it's obvious that Evo is still young, but they got a lot of potential, right? Their mechanics are looking good. A couple of decisions that they were making were a little bit weird, but at the end of the day, you could see that they had the making of greatness. And finally, the third best of 3 and the final best of 3 of the day, EVOS Legends versus Phoenix Esports. Great team, I'm not gonna lie. Phoenix, wow. Myanmar comes up with some really great teams. And they were always like behind the shadow of Falcon because Falcon kept on winning. But the fact that they won this year, they have reached a new height, a different peak, right? And they really pushed EVOS Legends all 3 of those games. It was interesting to see. But at the end of the day, EVOS Legends is a very mature team, and I think they were making a couple more better decisions. The game that they lost, it was just like 1 or 2 bad calls. I think they could have closed it out 2-0 if they wanted to, but you can't help but make mistakes once in a while. And plus it's group, so it's not the worst in the world, but it opens up a lot of opportunities for potential tiebreakers. And we even mentioned it in cast that this might be like a hidden group of death, because still there's RSG Slate, and a lot of good things have been said about both Phoenix as well as RSG Slate in terms of scrims, based on the chitter chatter that we're hearing in the hotel. We passed by some people, get a couple of insights, and apparently they were doing extremely good. So that's going to be some exciting stuff. Final thoughts of the day. I'm not going to lie. My performance, I was nervous. Like every international tournament, I've always came in pretty confident, minimal nerves, like I'm ready to go every single time. But this time was a little different. I came in feeling a little, I wouldn't say underprepared, but I will say that there was a sense of like, oh man, I really hope I don't mess up and things like that, which is a very different mindset. But it's great to have some of the other talents here, I consider them essentially family at this point. I see them every single international tournament, Mirko, Lafell, Leo. It's great seeing all of them. And I mean, we talk about basically so much shit. We talk so much crap in the van. And, being roommates with Leo at the same time, it definitely kind of opens up your horizons with the things that you get intimate with, for a lack of better terms. But at the end of the day, it's a fun time. It's a fun time. And they continue to give me confidence. Like when I'm not feeling good, I know that they have got my back. And I've spent the entire MPL MY like almost moping about because I'm just waiting for this international tournament in the middle of the year, at the end of the year, and I'm like working through the MPL MY to try and perfect my craft to get it to a level which is good so that when I get to that international, I can try and pop off, right? I don't expect myself to pop off day number 1, but I do hold myself to a certain level of consistency. And there were obviously a couple of issues, but that's day number 1, right? It's the day where everything is tested, tried and true, and more importantly, just to kind of fine tune it to what each individual needs. And hopefully day 2, it's going to get better. And I know it's going to get better. See you guys tomorrow.